What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the Bianconeri zone, and welcome back to another draw. It's actually insane. It is insane. That was just a poor performance. Like, yeah, I mean, it's the same thing. Only now we didn't really give away a game. We controlled the game, but we did absolutely nothing with that control. And when I say nothing, we literally did nothing with that control. The only takeaway I can get out of that game is that Douglas Luiz was good and he can play, even though it was extremely slow the way we want to play. There was no movement, which makes it difficult for him as well, because there's no way you can play a ball forward over the top. It wasn't possible. And another thing we knew just got confirmed: if a team sits back deep in a low block, we have absolutely no clue. When I say no clue, I mean absolutely no clue, not even an idea or like some kind of hope how to break them down. So in my opinion, we took 2 steps backwards today after that Milan game, and that's not good. But before we do that, as always, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, and let's talk about another draw. Okay, so yeah, 0-0. We're qualified for the next round. We're in the playoffs, but I'm not gonna say I don't care about that, but that's not the takeaway of the night. The takeaway of the night is that we had an extremely poor performance. We have no consistency whatsoever in our results. Obviously, it's another draw. It's another it's one of those performances we had before we were giving away chances, and we were giving away games. There was a period of time where we control games, but didn't concede anything and didn't create anything. And that was one of those type of games. I expected us not to put the same intensity into that game as we did against Milan. I'm expecting that. I'm not like I understand the physical state of this team is not good with injuries and players coming back in and out the team from a horrible preseason where players came in late and then got injured as well. I'm not expecting us to put in the same intensity we had against Milan into the Bruges game. I don't expect that whatsoever. I know we cannot do that. However, what I do expect, even if you're fatigued or whatsoever, to make the right decisions on a more consistent basis. I'm not asking, not even that. Like, I'm not asking you to make the right decision every single time when you're in a promising area of the pitch. But when you take too long on the ball, way too long, when you try to lay it off, but the moment you do that, you lay it off for a Bruges player and they set up a counter attack. The moment you try to play somebody in because you want to counter, but you play in 3-4 meters behind that player, which makes you slow down your own counter attack, that I do have an issue if that happens on a consistent basis. And that was the case tonight. In my preview, I said, if you play Timothy Weah, you're playing a man down right now. Like, he's on the wing. He cannot play on the wing. I don't know what type of player he is. What I do know is that he's completely useless on the wing. He offers absolutely zero. Like, absolutely zero. Maybe he does his defensive work, but I don't really care about that. When you're that on top as a team, with your possession and whatever, I want you to offer something on that wing. And Timothy Weah is not that. That's a player you use maybe as an impact sub. 20 minutes in the game, when the game is stretched, maybe when you're up. But if you want to break open a game from minute 1 against a low block, that's definitely not a player you want over there, absolutely at all. Savona, he had a stinker of a game, a really bad game. Cambiasso, I have no idea what happened to that guy, but yeah, not good at all. I thought Locatelli played a technically poor game. Nico Gonzalez, technically awful. I don't know how he missed that chance. That's basically that was the only chance of the game, I have no idea how he missed that. That was more difficult to miss than not. He just needed to tap it in, and he missed that. He was horrible as well. Mbangula, against a team that sits back deep, not really effective. Did much better in the second half, but yeah, that's not a player you want to have against a low block. And yeah, overall, that's not a good performance. That's absolutely not a good performance. You take the point because you're qualified, but yeah, I mean, I expect you to take a point away from Bruges. Like, I'm not gonna praise that. There's nothing to praise because you took a step back, in my opinion, and I'm not even talking about, like I said, about the physical aspect and the way you want to approach a game, with the pressing and stuff. I'm just talking about the simple technical stuff. That was my issue today. That was really my issue. And for me, that's extremely worrying because I think we can all say right now, this is who we are. This is actually who we are. We'll probably lose a game in Serie A really soon. Maybe it could happen on Saturday. We will win a game. We will draw a couple more. We will win a few more. That's who we are right now because we cannot keep up any sort of consistency, and we cannot put any sort of real drive. And so, like, when the game gets like this, everybody fell in the first half, and we knew how this game was gonna go. We knew how this game was gonna end. There was no way back from it. We were not gonna have a complete 360 in that second half. We all knew that because that's who we are, and we can feel that watching this team. But you need to put some more energy in that game in the first half. Some more intensity, some more drive, some more passion. There was no ideas. It's flat to watch. And again, when you don't start with a player like Yildiz and with a Conceição, you get that as well. They came in, but I mean, Bruges were absolutely happy with the point, so it was always going to be difficult. But yeah, I mean, besides Douglas Luiz, I think playing a good game, despite not being, I wrote 24, it's obviously 25, despite there being absolutely no real movement, which makes it, I saw somebody, I saw Sky Italia, they were talking again, midway, halftime, and they were saying, oh, but he doesn't make the forward passes. There are no runs. Like, nobody was making a run today. What forward pass do you want him to make? And the runs Gonzalez was making were impossible to play him over the top there. It was absolutely impossible. So that's a knock on him, which he cannot really do anything. Other than that, I think he's the only quote-unquote bright spot of the game. I was a bit scared, but he held up. He won the ball back a lot of times. He made the right decisions. Probably the only player out there who was making the right decision. But yeah, overall, just a poor performance, not good. However, we qualify for the Champions League next round. It's a qualification round. It is what it is. You need to put this to the side and recuperate and go again on Saturday against Napoli, because that's going to be extremely more difficult to play, and you're gonna need to be ready because Napoli will bring the physicality to that game. And if you bring this type of game to Napoli, you will get smoked. If you play with this intensity, with this energy, with this idea vibe against Napoli on Saturday, that game is over at halftime. That game will absolutely be gone by halftime. But yeah, another draw. We move, I guess, because that's who we are right now. So let me know in the comments what you think. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I will speak to you guys tomorrow. Ciao.